In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you details of a stock that is critical to the AI data centers, and for MMTLP, we're going to be looking at the only path to resolution. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, we can see from Wall Street Journal, the stock market today is rebounding, and that is also on the back of Bitcoin rebounding and crypto in general. The stocks did move higher, and there was also good news with regard to tariffs from Reuters. We can see the Nasdaq, the S&P 500 are also higher because of Fed rate cuts and the bets which are growing. There was good news also in terms of Boeing, ticker symbol BA, so we'll look at that later. Well, let's have a look at the big ones for earnings this week. So after hours today, we will have CrowdStrike, we have GitLab, Marvel and Pure Storage, which I think will be an interesting one based on today's video. Then in the rest of the week, we also have AI, we have Snowflake, we have Salesforce, DocuSign, and many more. But what I'd now like to share with you is exclusive information with regard to one of the stocks that I just sold at 53% return. And the reason I sold this was to invest in a new stock, and this stock I believe is very important for the AI future. And if you would like to get my buy and sell alerts, they are available at savvytrader.com. And everybody who in the Discord, congratulations to everybody who got into almost all of our calls last week, which were nearly all very successful, including MFI up over 68% on the week, and at one point up over 88%. TEM, another good call, over 10%. DY up over 8.2%. GCT up over 7.8%, and many more. So if you would like to join us in Discord, details are in the description below. Before we get started, I'd like to take 1 minute of your time to share more details about the Trading Secrets Discord. And once you join, you'll get access to our daily stock alerts, the weekly watch list shared prior to trading on the Monday, also the $1 Million Challenge, and much more. And for some of the members, I also share my buy and sell alerts live. These include swing trades, and they also include long-term holds. In terms of the weekly watch list, these are our calls that are also recorded weekly with some tremendous returns, including LAES up over 152%, RUM up over 51%, and many more. But obviously not all calls are successful. We've had a $2,000 Discord update, and this includes live breaking news. It also includes why a stock is moving, analyst rating, FDA news, halt, stack pools, and much more to help in your trading decisions. We have a new top ranked stocks DD channel with well over 30 stocks now for number one rated buy stocks. And finally, you can also join us in the famous $1 Million Challenge, where we use compound return investing, looking at 201 trades with a return of 3.5%. Before we look at today's stock, quick shout out to Discord, where we shared the latest stock news. This included QTTB, and there was good news there in terms of the bioselling complement inhibitor, and that was positive. That stock was up, so keep an eye out on QTTB. We also called news in terms of CRDO, Credo Technology. The shares were up close to 15% on significant profit and revenue beats. Also some important insider buys there, and also great news for Intel shared in the Discord, and that was with regard to an investment of more than $288 million to expand Malaysian semiconductor operations. So let's now move ahead and have a look at today's stock, which is ticker symbol VRT, also known as Vertiv Holdings Corporation. So let's have a look at the company profile. It's a company that designs, manufactures, and serves critical digital infrastructure technologies, lifecycle services for data centers, communication networks, and commercial and industrial environments across the world. And in recent news, we can see here, first of all, breaking news from just 4 hours ago from Seeking Alpha. Vertiv is considered the most reliable AI infrastructure bet in a crowded market, and I think we're going to look at reasons for that. And in other news to keep on your watch list in terms of Vertiv, it could be added to the S&P 500 in Friday's rebalancing, and I do expect a bounce in that. And it also has some important critical mults. But let's now move ahead and have a look at the chart. So this is the chart for 2025 year to date, up at time of editing close to 60.02%, market cap of $69.51 billion, revenue just in excess of $9.7 billion. The company also makes a profit just in excess of $1 billion, and they have rewarded their shareholders with the dividend as well. Rated as a buy, and I think certainly a stock I think has got a huge huge amount to grow. So shout out to the Discord DD channel, Priority DD channel, where we share news from Fintel and also the Biopharma Catalyst website in terms of FDA, but we also share due diligence for top rank and small cap stocks, and we added VRT to this as well. So let's have a look at further details of the due diligence report. So the company offers primarily products under in terms of the corporations, including Vertiv, Liber, Netshore, Geest, Energy Labs, ERS, Albert, and also Avocent brands. In the trailing 12 months, organic orders were up approximately 21%, and the company is also benefiting from the accelerating digital driven transformation in AI, as well as data center demand, which I think is just going to be exponential. And acquisitions are also playing an important role for VRT. So let's now have a look at some recent developments also shared. So they are accelerating investments in capacity and technology. They're also looking to for mergers and acquisitions to grow and diversify. They're committed to a long-term a margin target of 25% by 2029. So profitability is certainly high up there as a priority. They're maintaining technology leadership consistently by staying ahead of the industry. And let's have a look at the economic moat. So the current positioning is very, very strong, and in terms of them providing this digital critical infrastructure and continuity solutions to many companies, and this is positioning the company as essential in the current digital age. They're also looking at scale economies, and they had an exceptionally strong Q3 performance, and I expect the next earnings to be a beat as well. So what I'd now like to do is now have a look at the financials. So if we have a look at the financials, it's rated as a buy by the analyst. There is an upside, but I think I expect many of these analysts to give a higher price target for this. But I think in terms of the outlook, obviously these are growing, and the average price target is between $180 and $201. And some were as high as $230, and the most recent one was up as $211, and it's rated or stated to be the best 2026 idea due to the accelerating data center demand. So let's now have a look at the future growth drivers. These include digital transformation taking place with regard to the growth in AI. They have investments in capacity technology as well as mergers and acquisitions. We've seen the information with regard to the long-term margin, and in terms of the risks that you should be aware of, obviously there could be supply chain disruptions, there could be obviously competition from other organizations which will intensify, and there is also a risk of technological obsolescence. So and finally, what I'd like to finish off by is have a look from the bears point of view and the bulls point of view. So the bulls, we know that the company is in the early stages of the digital age. It's well positioned. I believe this company is going to go from strength to strength. Earnings are exceptionally good, and it also remains committed to improving its margin. From a bear's point of view, we can see here that EMEA sales declined 4%, indicating potential weakness. However, and achieving the long-term target of 25% relies on continued operational leverage and productivity, and as well as the final point, increased investments in capacity technology and mergers and acquisitions to capture growth opportunities could strain resources. And as far as a conclusion, in my opinion, I would certainly look at dips close to $175 or below. Also potentially consider a 12 to 18 months hold on this. Obviously not financial advice. I think the catalysts are strong. I think this stock has got a huge upside, and it's probably more suitable for those who are comfortable with a higher risk to reward ratio. But keep an eye out on VRT. We'll look at the latest developments for MMTLP. So first shout out to K Kep, who stated, just sent my amended Rule 192 petition to the SEC overnight, and obviously there are also 2 email submissions with 0 confirmation so far, so that does seem like not a surprise. So in simple terms, she states, I'm asking the SEC to step in and review what really happened with the December 9th U3 halt, and also order all agencies and brokers to preserve their records before anything disappears. And I think that is extremely important. So a summary of what is being requested: a full Section 21A report on the halt, immediate preservation of the records and orders related to the SEC, FINRA, DTTC, market makers, broker dealers, etc. Referral to the Inspector General for oversight failures, a review of FINRA, including including whether they acted ultra-vires, i.e. beyond their capacity, and also an adoption of a new rule to stop SROs from shutting down with trading without the SEC approval, which I certainly think is important. So reaction here from Scipio, who states here, from my correspondence with the SEC, I believe you may be asking too much in a 192 petition. He thinks the only way we're going to get them to look at the MMTLP is we force them through the court. So I think there is room to argue that all angles and all forms of let's call it attack are certainly positive, even if they may have a smaller chance of working. He states here, look at a writ of amendments, look at a declaratory judgment, and apart from this, he's of the opinion that nothing will be done. And I think many people are getting more negative, and the reason why he hasn't pursued those options from KCEP is because of his current lawsuit with FINRA, which I think is obviously ongoing. So let's now have a look at a post from Michael, who stated, reading everybody who's frustrated about MMTLP community. He wants to state here that a reminder that our resolution comes from the Nexbridge hydrocarbons and the actions of McCabe. Those advocating for hearings and indictments, please move along to other tickers as the catalyst for market reform. And he basically states there, for those who just want a chance at making obscene profit, just be patient. So Michael is certainly being very, very positive. So let's have a look at some reactions to him. And he states here, what Zayed states is, we're just thinking a chances of having an S1 reinstated this month is obviously slim, but we will let's see what happens for the rest of 2025. What Michael states is he does have confidence in the fact that the financials will come. I believe we are getting closer and closer to that. And he goes, obviously there is pressure mounting on all areas, so let's see how that develops. And finally, the question from Lillians states, serious question, how does the S1 help with the resolution? Feel free to DM. So I think that it will be something that I think will give more options to Greg McCabe, and it has been covered in a previous video, but certainly the S1 approval will give him more options, certainly to sell some shares for the shorts to cover as well. And finally, if you would like to join us in our Discord, get a copy of the weekly watch list as well as daily stock alerts, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.